Hello everybody, today for you guys I'm going to be doing a review and demo of the new L'Oreal Magic Nude Liquid Powder Foundation. I just found this at Target the other day, and so I decided to pick it up because it just seems really interesting. It's comparable to the Hourglass Powder Foundation. I think that Guerlain has a Maestro foundation that kind of has the same concept. So I was really interested in this because it just seems cool, and I sort of fell for the whole like liquid powder gimmick, I guess. I got this in the shade 312 Classic Ivory, which I have no idea if this will be my right shade or not because all the shades seriously looked the same. It was very, very difficult to pick out a shade because it's a glass bottle. There's no way you can really see through that, and without doing the whole like opening it and looking at it, it's very difficult to see what the shade is. But yeah, we're gonna give this a go and see how I like it. So I'm gonna start by applying it. And the thing that I found very interesting about this was that it says not recommended for use with a sponge or brush in like super bold letters on the back. So obviously I'm going to use my fingers, but it's just weird that they had to like specifically tell you. So it makes me wonder how the finish and how it would apply if you use it with like a sponge or a brush. But I'm just going to begin to dab this on my face and we'll see how it works. Alright, so I zoomed you guys up here a little bit so you can kind of see. I'm just going to start by doing half of my face here. It feels really, really slick. Like, it is an extremely, extremely watery texture. I mean, it's basically, if you guys can hear that, it just sounds like water. So it's very slick, very silicone-y. Kind of reminds me of the Tarte BB cream, how that sort of applied. I'm sure this has tons of silicones in it because there's no way that this is just this smooth. Feels nice though, and the color match doesn't seem to be too bad. I wish that they had more shades with more of like a yellowy undertone, but I mean it's going on really, really nice. It feels smooth and everything, so far I am liking it. As for the powder finish, it doesn't look anything too powdery. It more kind of reminds me of like a satin matte finish, if that makes sense. Like, it's not a complete powder. Maybe if I let it dry a little bit more it'll turn to that, but I don't know, just leaves sort of like a nice, very bare skin type of look, which is what I think the whole like idea of this product is. This is for a perfect bare skin finish, so far it's living up to that. And as for the coverage, it's very light. This is not your full coverage product at all. So if you're looking for something like that, I would not recommend this because it seems to have very, very light coverage. And I'm just going to do my other side here as well. Okay, so that is the foundation applied with just one layer, and so far I really, really, really like it. It looks just like my skin. Like, I can't tell that I have any product on, but it did take away some of my redness. I have this huge zit right here, which nothing has been being able to conceal that recently. So I'm not really going to judge this product on that because I understand it's meant to be a light coverage foundation, but I really like the way it feels. Like, I can't feel anything on my skin, but when I do touch my skin, it feels really nice. It feels soft. Yeah, so far I am really impressed. So I'm just going to do the rest of my makeup and then come back and show you guys my final thoughts. Hello everyone, so the rest of my makeup is on, and overall I really love this. I think this is going to be one of my new favorite foundations. If it doesn't break me out or anything, this is kind of like more of a first impressions video than I guess like an actual review, but so far I really like this. I like the way it applied. I like the way that the rest of my makeup applied over this. I would say though, the one thing about this that I'm not a huge fan of is the price. I think that for a drugstore foundation, $10.99 for this is kind of ridiculous. Like, it is a great foundation. I just feel like drugstore foundations, especially from brands like L'Oreal, are just becoming so freaking expensive for a drugstore foundation. Like, 11 bucks isn't that much money, but it is a little bit more, a little bit more expensive than what you probably would spend on a drugstore foundation, but I definitely think it's worth it. I do like the packaging. I kind of wish that it had a pump just because of the fact that the texture is so liquidy, and I could see this just spilling and running everywhere if you're not careful with it. But yeah, I really do like this. The application application was super, super smooth. I didn't find that it clung to any of my dry patches or anything like that. I didn't have to set it with another powder, which was really awesome because it does have a nice matte finish. It's not anything super matte, like looking at myself in the mirror. It looks like my skin, so I don't look like really, really weird with a super powdery face or anything like that. It just has a very natural type of finish. And as far as coverage, like I said earlier, it's a very light coverage. I don't really feel like this is a foundation you could build up much either. You might be able to get a second layer, but I wouldn't build it up too much just because I think the powdery finish would become more obvious the more you build it up. But upon first layer of application, it's super beautiful. Like, it leaves a gorgeous, gorgeous finish to the face. So I would highly, highly recommend this. I think it's an amazing product, and I am just obsessed with it right now. I think it's awesome, and I was really happy that this shade matched me really well. So if you're like a MAC NC20 or like kind of have light skin but with yellow undertones, number 312 Classic Ivory seems to be a pretty good match. It's slightly more pink than I would like, but it's not bad. I mean, overall it really blended in nicely and looks awesome. So I would run to your drugstores and try this because it is just amazing, and I'm really, really impressed. So I hope you guys found this review helpful, and hopefully you are more tempted now to pick this up because it's a really great product. I'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
No, don't do this.